We are post NFL Combine, and this is our first official 2025 mock draft. We did one earlier. That was more of a community-made mock draft. This is coming straight from the Don himself. Now we're doing this with no trades, even though I do expect the Tennessee Titans to trade out of number one. Do I think they need to trade out of number one? Absolutely not. I do not think Will Levis has the intangibles to be a good quarterback in this league. I think look what Josh Allen has done to this league. Look what people are drafting guys with big arms. They can run, but they can't pass the ball because they're like, oh, we can teach everyone to pass the ball. At some point, we have to realize Josh Allen is just a different type of talent. I don't know if Will Levis is on that level. So apparently, the Titans are potentially looking at trades to trade out of number one. I get it. You really want to start building your team, not quarterback first. You want to build it from the ground up to the quarterback. We're going to assume they're not trading out. They're going to go Cam Ward. By the way, Shedeur Sanders projected over Cam Ward. That's hilarious. From what I saw, a lot of teams are cooling down on Shedeur Sanders. They got him in they were praising him a lot until they got in there and they actually started interviewing him. And I think people just I don't know if his mentality is setting people off, but teams are cooling down on him now. I still think he goes pretty high. We'll see that. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns. And when I tell you a team, I don't even know where they need to start. I said teams need to start from the ground up. I mean, this team is in the dirt right now. It's just, you need everything. Quarterback, O-tackle, wide receiver, running back, cornerback. We're going to start with O-tackle. What you have to do here, you just have to start from, you're trading Myles Garrett. You got to get what you can get. We're going to start with O-tackle. We're going to go Will Campbell out of LSU. Next, we have the New York Giants, and they have no quarterbacks on the roster. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to go sign a quarterback. I don't know if they're going to put Danny DeVito back. Not Danny DeVito. Lord have mercy. What am I talking about? Tommy DeVito back there. I don't know who's going to be quarterbacking for the New York Giants. I can only assume it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. Now, do I think they maybe I don't know. We'll say Shedeur Sanders at 3. At number 4, we have the New England Patriots. They need O-tackle, wide receiver, edge rusher, O-guard, cornerback. Now, what do? You got a sophomore quarterback, your wide receiver cores, and your run game's getting old. Your O-line is absolutely tremendously terrible. Your defense, we need to think what Mike Vrabel would do, and I think Vrabel's going to go out there, and I think he's going to get someone to protect his quarterback, and we're probably going to go Kelvin Banks, O-tackle out of Texas. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, and everyone's talking about, Travis Hunter's not going to fall that far. Well, don't worry. This team needs a safety, cornerback, D-tackle, O-guard, O-tackle. I would probably go tackle to help your wide receiver or your quarterback who has been hurt the past 2 years. They're probably not going to do that. They're probably going to go, and I'm assuming, cornerback Travis Hunter out of Colorado, off the board. Number 6, we have the New York, the Las Vegas Raiders. We have Tom Brady making the calls. They need a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a safety, a D-tackle. There's a lot of things the Raiders could do here. Do you go Ashton Jeanty? Do you go, what quarterbacks are on the board? They're not going Quinn Ewers. Do you go Jackson Dart? Do you slide over to wide receiver? And do you go Matthew Golden? Do you go Teteria? Do you go McMillan? Do you go safety? The safeties are over here looking decent. Do you go Malachi Starks and the D-tackles? Do you go Mason Graham? They got a lot of potential picks here. Now, I know we talked about building from the ground up. Now, this team, I think, they just need a quarterback. They tried to go get Matthew Stafford. I think that would have been a big move for them. I would have paid him whatever he wanted. You have a quarterback sit behind him. They need a running back desperately. They need a wide receiver desperately. And wide receiver, honestly, I don't think is that much of a desperate help for a team right here. I think you potentially go quarterback. I think you could go running back. But are you pulling a running back at number 6? I get Ashton Jeanty is an absolute stud. Are you pulling him at 6 when you're going to have people in the second round? Quinshon Judkins could be there. You could have Henderson there. You could have DJ Giddens there. You could have Cameron Scatabo there. Ollie Gordon, guys, they're going to come in. They're going to not make insane. They could make insane impacts like you need, but they're going to be a good place filler. They're going to be a good guy to build a new running back room around. At number 6, I really think they go Jackson Dart. I really think I'm going to double down on it. I think the Raiders go Jackson Dart. And then we have the New York Jets. This is a very interesting team and a very interesting situation. Quarterback, O tackle, D tackle, cornerback, edge. And you got people wanting out of the organization. Potential Breece Hall rumors, potential Garrett Wilson rumors, potential Sauce Gardner rumors, guys that are going to want out of the organization if you don't put something on the plate. And the rumor right now is this team is going to roll with Tyrod Taylor. This team is going to roll with Tyrod Taylor. That is the most sickening thing I have ever seen. Now, they need O tackle, they need D tackle, they need cornerback. I think what they're going to do is, we know Tyrod Taylor is the best bridge quarterback who gets replaced mid-year every year. Give me Jalen Milroe. I don't know why I'm going Jalen Milroe here. That just seems like a Jets move to take Jalen Milroe. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers. They need a safety, an offensive center, a cornerback, an edge, and a wide receiver. I think we are, oh, Lord. We could see him go wide receiver here. We could see him go safety here. Do you go Malachi Starks? Do you go cornerback? Do you go Will Johnson? I honestly think they're going to bolster that wide receiver core. I think they're going McMillan here. Next, even though, by the way, apparently Matthew Golden has jumped over McMillan yep. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints. Now, this team is an absolute, if you're a Saints fan, I'm so sorry. Y'all need everything. Everything. Edge, O-guard, wide receiver, cornerback, quarterback. I don't know how much longer Saints fans can sit here and watch Derek Carr throw hospital balls to their wide receivers, but it's getting sickening. They're not going to go quarterback. We've already exhausted that, I think, for the first round. They could go edge. I think there's some good edge rushers. They're probably going to snag Abdul Carter off the edge. That's an easy pick right there. Best man off the board at number 9. At number 10, we have the Chicago Bears. I'm not even going to spin long on this. I think they go get their version of Jahmyr Gibbs, taking the offensive coordinator from the Lions. He's going to go get Ashton Jeanty and start replicating that Lions offense. And I think this is the best guy for the job for Gibbs. Now you go get Leonard Fournette, put him in the backfield for your Montgomery. I get it. He hasn't played football in a long time. They said he's in amazing shape right now. Go get the man and let him play one more year. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Cornerback, linebacker, O-guard, edge, O-tackle, and I'm going to blow y'all's mind here. I think Brandon Ayuk is gone. Debo's already gone. It doesn't say wide receiver on here. I think this team is going Matthew Golden at wide receiver. At number 12, the Dallas Cowboys. They need a lot. They need running back. They need D tackle. They need O-guard. They need quarterback. They need wide receiver. They just lost one of the best linemen this last decade to retirement. I think they're going to go O-guard, and I think they're going Tyler Booker. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins. They're solid at wide receiver. They're solid, by the way, at quarterback. Lord, please, Tua, be safe this year. They're good at running back. They might go get a running back in free agency. Now they do need an O-guard, an O-tackle, a D-tackle, a safety, and a linebacker. And I think this is where Malachi Starks is going to come off the board. At number 14, we have the Colts, and I know we haven't talked about tight ends a lot, and there's a lot of rumors going around about Anthony Richardson right now. Who is going to be behind Anthony Richardson? Because the Colts came out and said he will be competing for his starting quarterback position this year. Now, are they going to bring a guy in from free agency? Now, are they going to draft someone to get behind him, and if he doesn't work out, release him at the end of the year and have them be the new franchise guy? Again, we're drafting guys with big arms, athleticism that can't pass the ball, and it's starting to bite people in the you-know-what. I think the Colts are going to go tight end here. I think we're going to see our first tight end off the board. Now, are they going to go Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland? I think they're going to go Tyler Warren out of Penn State. We have the Atlanta Falcons, and we all know what they need. We're going to go ahead and go on over to the edge rushers. James Pierce Jr. Or do we go the guy out of Georgia? Do we go Mykel Williams? We'll go Mykel Williams, Georgia, Atlanta, hand in hand. Bring the boy home. Mykel Williams, 15, to the Atlanta Falcons. How you doing? They need pass rush desperately. Other than that, that team is pretty dang solid. We have the Arizona Cardinals. I would say they need quarterback because when Call of Duty comes out, it's just cooked. If you're not undefeated when Call of Duty comes out, you're not making the playoffs. That's how the Arizona Cardinals are going to look until they get rid of Kyler Murray. They need an edge, O-guard, wide receiver, D-tackle, linebacker. Let's see what D-tackles are left on the board. Mason Graham, boom, out of Michigan. Projected number 4 pick. If he slips that far, I'll be surprised. Number 17, the Cincinnati Bengals. Draft a whole defense, please. A whole defense and an offensive line. You need a cornerback, an O-guard, a D-tackle, a tight end, and an offensive... I almost said an offensive coordinator, an offensive center. They're going to go cornerback. They're going to go Will Johnson out of Michigan. At number 18, my Seattle Seahawks. And what we're going to do is going to make me so sick, because if we go out here and we draft a quarterback and it's Quinn Ewers, if we draft a quarterback this first round, if we don't move up for chat, I'm going to let y'all know what I want us to do. I want us to trade DK to the Packers for a first, take both our first, move up to number 1 with the Titans and get Cam Ward. I just want Cam Ward. I don't want Quinn Ewers. I don't want Quinn Ewers, please. But our needs are O-tackle, O-guard, D-tackle, quarterback, and safety. We're probably going to rock. Let's see what guards are on the board. O-tackle, guard. We'll probably rock Ahmed Mbau. Hey, if I said your name wrong, I'm so sorry. I know I did. But next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Baker Mayfield show, baby. They need an edge, a linebacker, an O-guard, a wide receiver, an O-tackle. I think we're going to see our first linebacker off the board. Give me Jalen Walker out of Georgia. We have the Denver Broncos. Now, this team needs a tight end, a running back, a wide receiver, a linebacker, a D-tackle. I think they're going to fill the running back position in free agency. I think here they're going with tight end. I think Colston Loveland is coming off the board. This team has lacked good tight end play for years now. Go get Colston Loveland, one of the best projected tight ends on the board. Lock it up. Next round, you get running back. Cam Scatabo, you have arrived. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need a quarterback. They need a cornerback. They need an O-tackle, a wide receiver, running back. Do they have any quarterbacks on the roster currently? Are the Steelers rostering any quarterbacks currently? Russ is a free agent. Justin Fields, I believe, is a free agent. Do they go quarterback? Do you rock Quinn Ewers at number 21? Do you rock Will Howard at number 20? I think they're going Will Howard. That crazy pull, I think they're rocking Will Howard. We have the LA Chargers, edge, cornerback, D-tackle, offensive center, wide receiver. Any good wide receivers left on the board? We got Matthew Burton. I think they're really going to go. They're losing one of their best edge rushers this year. I don't think Khalil Mack will be back. I think we're going James Pierce Jr. at number 22 off the board. A 4.47, by the way. I believe that's what he ran to the 40. Absolutely insane if you watch all his shuttle drills and everything. This is an athlete, a 6'5 athlete, by the way. This is who you want coming off the edge in the draft. We have the Green Bay Packers, cornerback, edge, wide receiver, D-tackle, offensive coordinator. Now, I think you go cornerback here. None of your cornerbacks can stay healthy. I don't know why I'm blanking on their best cornerback name. I promise on my life I'm not a casual. They're going cornerback. We have the Minnesota Vikings at number 24. Another cornerback coming off the board, potentially D-tackle, safety, running back, O-guard. I think we're going to see a safety rock off the board right here. You could go safety out of South Carolina. The D-tackles, let's see how they're looking. You could go D-tackle. You're in a really good position here. Cornerback, you were just a few cornerbacks in a row, I think. No, not really. You could go cornerback. You could go offensive guard. I think there's still some good guards on the board. But it looks like the guards are really closely towards the bottom of the draft. It's going to be okay there. Do you go running back? Not really. They have solid running backs on the roster. I don't think Green Bay needs a running back. They have really solid running back depth. Now, is it injury prone? A little bit. We'll see. I think here we are going to see them go D-tackle. I think they're going Derek Harmon out of Oregon. We have the Houston Texans now. If CJ Stroud could focus a little less on that podcast and a little bit more about getting that ball downfield, this team might be good. You know what I mean? They might do things in the playoffs. Now, they got there by the grace of God because they play in an absolute terrible division. Let that division be good, though. The Texans are going to have a problem. They need an O-guard, a D-tackle, a wide receiver, an O-tackle, and a linebacker. What linebackers do we still have the board? Jahad Campbell. Now, do you go linebacker? You got Azeez Al-Shaair. Do you go offensive tackle? What offensive tackles are left on the board? You do. You go Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. We have the LA Rams, linebacker, O-tackle, cornerback, wide receiver, QB. Now, do you get a QB to learn under Matthew Stafford? I think you either do that next year or a little bit later in this draft. You're not going to do that in the first round. This team that was on the bottom end of defense, the defense showed up at the end of the year. I think you double down on defense. Or are you going to need a wide receiver because Cooper Kupp is leaving? What wide receivers are left on the board? Matthew Burton, welcome. You are now an LA Ram. At number 27, we have the Lamarvelous Jackson, the man that cannot beat Patrick Mahomes, the man that cannot get to a Super Bowl, the man that needs help desperately on the offense at the wide receiver position. It sucks they lost Zay Flowers towards the end of the year. They almost won that game in playoffs. I just want to throw that out there. They need an O-tackle, a cornerback, an O-guard, a linebacker, and a wide receiver. Now, we're going to look at defense here. We're going to look at cornerback, 27, Benjamin Morrison, projected out of Notre Dame. You got Jaden Barron. Go over to linebackers. You get Jihad Campbell. Absolute stud. If you didn't watch his combine tape, I want you to go back and watch that. We have the Detroit Lions, a team that was beat up and battered on the defensive side of the ball last year. And now I'm going to say they need an edge rusher and they need a safety. Their edge rushers, their edge was kind of masked by how good, and I'm blanking his name off rip. He broke his leg. And I just can't remember it. I just can't remember his name. Bad with names, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. They need an edge rusher. That being said, they need an edge rusher. I think Nick Scorton off the edge. I don't think they're going to trade for Myles Garrett. You're going to have a lot of good edge rushers in the draft. It's just not going to be worth trading for Myles Garrett. You either go cornerback or you go edge rusher here. I think cornerbacks will fall into the second round. You go Nick Scorton out of A&M. We have the Washington Commanders. They need an edge. They need a cornerback. They need a safety, a linebacker, a tight end. What safeties are left on the board? I think you go Nick or Xavier Watts here. I think we're going to go Nick right here out of South Carolina. We have the Buffalo Bills who need help. Again, on the defense, we're going to see a lot of defensive guys go right here. You need cornerback. You need safety. You need edge. You need wide receiver. You need D-tackle. Who's best on the board? Give me Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. The Kansas City Chiefs, I think they've neglected it too long. I think they're going Cameron Williams out of Texas. And at 32, the reigning, defending Philadelphia Eagles. Now, D-tackle being on this list is absolutely insane, but that is what has made the Eagles thrive, being able to rotate absolute dogs on the D-line. You're losing a few of your D-linemen this year, potentially. You could go cornerback. You just lost Darius Slay. You could go guard, edge, linebacker. I think you're probably going to go the best out of the pass rushers here, or cornerback. So we're going to look at edge. We're going to look at linebacker. We're going to look at cornerback. We're going to look at D-tackle. Now, do you go Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss? Do you go Mike Green out of Marshall? Or do you go Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame? That's an interesting one. Your linebackers, I think, do you go linebacker here? Do they bring back Zach Bond? That is the question right now. Do you bring back Zach Bond? That is what we are rocking with right now. But the linebackers right here, they're just projected so low. You could grab one in the next round. The cornerbacks, you got Benjamin Morrison. The edge, Mike Green, Shamar Stewart. The D tackles, Nolan Walter, Kenneth Grant. There's still going to be dogs there. I'm rocking with Mike Green out of Marshall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, seals up our first official 2025-2026 NFL mock draft post the combine. Our last one, like I said, was a community mock draft. We will do more of these as free agency goes on. What I need y'all to do, let me know who we drafted for your team down in the comments. Let me know what you grade their draft position, and let me know who you would draft. Don't forget, like and follow.